Professor Geraci, thank you for joining us. We know that you're here for China International Economics Forum, and the World Openness Index for 2023 is going to be released at that forum. But according to the figure that released during the past 3 years, it seems like the world openness is shrinking. Do you think the trend of economic and trade globalization has been reversed?
I think if we use the old definition of globalization, like any country trading with any other country in the world, we indeed see some reduction in the intensity of trade. But if we go deeper, we actually see that this decline has been substituted by an increase of trade within regions. There is a tendency, natural tendency, for countries to trade more with neighboring countries. So I see more of a multipolar development of trade. Europe will trade a bit more within itself, the US with Canada, Mexico, and with Europe, China with Asia, Africa, and so on. So I take a little bit more positive stance of this apparent negative trend of globalization.
So say multilateral trade.
Multilateral trade and the emergence of many centers of trade.
Then here comes the question about Belt and Road Initiative. Well, to my understanding, it's relatively very loose. It's MOU. I think in that sense, maybe it's also your reason to support BRI from the very first place. You think it's very important that your countries there witness all those, what's happening?
You are absolutely right. I tell you, even if in the worst case, the Belt and Road have brought zero economic benefit to Italy directly, I, as a former vice minister, and to try to help my companies, I wanted to be involved in what was going on. It's the biggest infrastructure development project of mankind for the last 100 million years. It's about developing Asia. It's about developing Africa. It's also about developing certain parts of Europe. It's about 6.5 billion people that need transport, highways, ports, airports, high-speed rail. And I wanted to study and learn the China-Pakistan economic corridor. I want to know what China is doing in Africa with the Mombasa railway in Kenya. I want to know what investment there are in green energy. I want to witness, at the very least, so that I can learn.
What do you think are the industries or fields that we could work together in the future?
I was going to say electric vehicles, because we need them. China has them. They're good, they're cheap, and we don't want to depend on oil. We want to have electricity, which can be produced from many sources. Oil, but also gas, solar, nuclear, and others. So at the same time, we need to protect our own industry, our car manufacturing industry, that is not ready to do EV. And let's be honest, Chinese EV are the best in the world. Even the Tesla made here in Shanghai tend to be the best in the world, because you have an ecosystem, an environment. You have CATL that makes batteries, so you have the whole integration, the expertise. You have cluster. And some people say, oh, that's a competition, it could be dangerous. Yes, but if we know that someone competes with us, we are pushed to make them even better. This is the concept of win-win, that it is very difficult for some countries to accept, because they focus on the negative side of the cooperation, and there is also the positive side.
Let's hope more people understand this is not a zero-sum game here. We could find a way to multilaterally win. Thank you very much, Professor, for sharing, and really appreciate it. Hope to see you again at CII venue very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.